Hello, I'm Mukala Kabongo, and on this edition of the LCTV News, Department of Elementary and Secondary Education Fall 2021 Guidelines, FEMA National Test, Lynn Public Library Summer Reading Challenge, Lynn Police Bike Safety Day, and more. On the Lynn Lowdown, we spoke with Michael Celano about the water on Kings Beach. Here's this week's LCTV News for Friday, August 4th, 2021.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Next Wednesday, a nationwide test of the emergency alert system's wireless emergency alerts will occur. The test, which is being conducted by FEMA in coordination with the Federal Communications Commission, will consist of two portions. The wireless emergency alert portion will be directed to consumer cell phones where subscribers opted in to receive text messages. The emergency alert system portion will be sent to radios and television. Last week, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education released their Fall 2021 COVID-19 guidance for districts and schools as part of their guidelines. All districts and schools are required to be in person full-time 5 days a week. All students in kindergarten through grade 6 are recommended to wear masks when indoors. Students with medical conditions or behavioral needs are not required to wear masks. Any unvaccinated staff in all grades are strongly recommended to wear masks indoor. For more information on the Fall 2021 guidelines, visit mass.edu. Lynn Fire Department has a new ambulance after going 9 years without purchasing one. The new state-of-the-art advanced life support, which took 6 months to build, has new safety features. The features include numerous airbags, new stretcher systems, which can lift patients up to 750 pounds if needed. The cost for the ambulance was approximately $300,000. Since last Friday, the city of Lynn has confirmed 85 positive COVID-19 cases and 26 positive cases reported in the last 24 hours. Since March 21st, 2020, there have been 18,069 COVID-19 cases. As of August 5th, 60% of Lynn residents have received the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccine. 58,108 residents are fully vaccinated and 64,145 are partially vaccinated. Residents who are interested in receiving the vaccine can do so by visiting City Hall Tuesday through Fridays and Lynn Community Health Center Monday through Friday. Lynn police are investigating an assault of a man Tuesday afternoon on Oxford Street. Approximately around 1:30 p.m., Lynn PD found a man limping after being assaulted with a baseball bat. The victim told Lynn PD that the suspect fled the scene in a white van. Lynn PD described the suspect as a black male wearing a Red Sox hat, and the white van the suspect was driving had commercial plates. Lynn PD declined to identify the victim and had no update on his condition. Yesterday afternoon, a mural installation took place at Brickett Elementary School, and LCTV was on the scene.
It's because we went by the school motto, Brickett by the Sea, and we decided, it's a very fairy tale type of scenario, and we wanted to create this space where kids could feel like they're in a storytelling book or just having fun in their own little world. So yeah.
another inspiration that we had for the underwater kind of theme and like the flip side for kind of like the garden and all the fairy aspects on the other side is, well, we were kind of discussing what we wanted the mural to kind of look like and what we wanted the kids to kind of play with. We kind of went back in time and thought about our younger selves and what we needed at that time when we were this age. And a lot of us agreed on the idea of something that kids would put themselves in when they're in recess and something they can play around with. Yeah. So we kind of went with that storybook, idea, and that kind of inspired all of this. And we also, if you look around, you can see like little mantras and stuff, you matter, and a bunch of other little ones just spread out. We just also kind of, when we were kind of shifting back in time, thinking about what we needed, we didn't only just think about things that we wanted, like physically almost, but things that we needed mentally when we were younger. So little mantras that make kids feel good about themselves was also something that we really wanted to add in.
And they all have smiles. I like
yes.
that. So when you look at that, you want to...
Yeah. Something cheerful, yeah.
Earlier this week, the Lynn Public Library hosted their Summer Reading Challenge with Massachusetts First Lady Lauren Baker and Bruins mascot Blades. Here is more from the event.
There once was a bear, a moose, and a beaver who were the very best of friends. Well, this is just a really, really great program to support reading for kids of all ages. We have these events all over the Commonwealth so that kids can come out and read a story and play some games and do a little coloring and meet Blades the bear, which is, by far and away the biggest event of the day. One sunny day, the moose and the beaver and the bear decided to go canoeing. We just want to make sure that kids see reading as something that's fun to do, something that anybody can do, and we want to keep the kids learning throughout the summer. The kids are enjoying activities together and they're learning new things and having a blast. It makes a huge difference. The moose wanted to steer, and so did the bear, and so did the beaver. So they all sat in the back of the boat. And what happened? Whoop! And there's so many great programs like this one where people can come out and enjoy being part of their community, hanging out at the library and enjoying the programs. And, community is so important because that's how we're all making it through these challenging times, is by getting together and remembering what's important.
Over the weekend, North Shore Community College hosted a block party where residents got the opportunity to learn more about the school as well as receive free COVID-19 vaccines from healthcare workers from Lynn Community Health Center. LCTV was in attendance.
Well, we have this great block party here at North Shore Community College in Lynn. I'm Bill Heineman. I'm the new president here. And we have a lot of fun and music and food trucks. But the big attraction today is free vaccinations for COVID-19. So important to get vaccinated, protect your family and your friends. And it's all for a great day in the sunshine here in Lynn. Well, we've been working on it for months now. Our team here worked with the local community to make sure that the vaccines would be available, and also various services we have here in Lynn are here to help families and students and just anybody who lives in the city of Lynn. Well, first of all, we hope people will have a great time here, maybe get to know our college a little bit better. But the important thing is the vaccination. And for folks who are already vaccinated, they can come on out and have fun. But for those who aren't, I really urge them to come out. It's easy, it's free, and you'll be protecting your family.
Last Friday, the Lynn Police Department held their Bike Safety Day where they gave away helmets to kids as well as demonstrate safety protocols when riding a bike. Here's more.
You guys having a fun summer?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing so far? Well, we think it's really important to create positive opportunities for positive engagement with the youth of the city so that they see police officers not just when there's a call to their neighborhood or to their home for something bad happened, but they can see them in more positive settings, develop a relationship, have a chance to talk, and improve on all those contacts going forward.
Basically, we're just trying to have some fun with the kids in the city and build community relationships and just have some summer fun. I'm in charge of youth services. The chief has reached out to me, the new chief, and he wants to do more stuff like this.
Who knows this hand signal for a left turn? Go ahead, do it. That's left, yep.
Oftentimes in the summertime you're looking for things for kids to do because they're out of school, and so we want to add more of these events in the summertime, but it's also important to keep it going throughout the year, and we want to be creative about that.
I believe that the Lynn Police Department's always been engaged in the community. I think that's why we have a good relationship with the community. I feel like we've always had it. A lot of us grew up here, born and raised here, and we're just trying to do stuff like this so that the kids can see our faces and know that we're here to help and you know, that we're here for them. That's what it's all about.
Left.
Right, stop. Left,
Keep going.
right, stop. Left, right, stop. Left, right.
We want to be creative about that, and we want to be open to other suggestions and try to find ways for our officers to interact with kids and create that positive engagement, and they can learn more about each other and hopefully get a greater understanding of each other.
As you can see, a lot of kids today showed up with their bikes. They were eager to ride, have some fun. I think the kids want to get out there, so the more stuff we can do like this to get the kids out, away from their devices, and doing physical activity, engaging with other kids, engaging with police officers, engaging with other members of the city. You know, City Councilor Buzzy Barton stopped by. John Hogan, who's a teacher at Lynn Tech, he also coaches. He came by. People are just stopping by, and I think that's what we need is get people out and engaging again.
Whose last three numbers are 931? Check your tickets.
Right here, this guy right here.
626. Yay!
Also last Friday, LCTV went to Lynn Museum for Final Fridays, where youth leaders gathered together to empower Lynn's young people.
Hi, my name is Valerie Vong.
Hi, I'm Nisa Lewis.
Hey, my name is Tatiana Meji-Madri. And we're here today, we're representing the new youth campaign for Prevent the Cycle. We're called Speak Up, Speak Out, and this campaign focuses a lot on mental health, but not only just mental health, it's mainly the major concerns the youth holds, not even just attending Lynn Public Schools, but you can be an alumni as well, or parent or teacher. So what we're doing this summer is we've been gathering results from a survey that are going to help drive our candidate forum happening August 4th. All the school committee candidates will be there, and we will be questioning them on the questions we got from our results from the survey, but whether that be issues from mental health, racism, dress code. We're all going to cover all those things. It's a super broad spectrum, and we hope you guys can attend. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adriana Paz. I'm president of Prevent the Cycle, and we are here today just celebrating youth-led organizations and bringing out, getting information out about all these youth-led programs. And we are working on Speak Up, Speak Out, which is a candidate forum campaign for this summer, where youth are leading in interviewing candidates. They are going to lead on a candidate forum on August 4th, and really just centering youth in our campaign election season. It's a great opportunity for them to really start asking questions that matter to them, start getting involved in the election process, and really just making sure that their voices are heard.
Hi, my name is Shania Spencer. I am a visual artist from Lynn, and I worked in collaboration with One Lynn, One Love to make these shirts right here. It was actually really amazing getting the chance to work with them, with Dami and Carlos. I met Dami and Carlos a few years ago, and I knew they were trying to get the Black Lives Matter mural made. Because I remember when they first brought the idea up to Lynn City Hall, you know, they said no, and then they kept pushing, and then once they finally got the approval, they hit me up like, hey, we need an artist to make our shirts, and we'd like you to do it. And I was like, yo, that's dope. So then I made the design for them, and then next thing you know, I was one of the word artists making one of the designs for the mural. So it's just been a really good experience getting the chance to work with them. Like they care a lot about the youth, and they care a lot about inspiring and, like, you know, by trying to make a change and like really trying to like start those kind of conversations that are needed. And I respect that. And I'm proud of Dami and Carlos, and I know they're going to be going to American University starting in the fall, so I'm excited to see where their journey takes them. And that's all.
The Lynn Public Library hosted its summer fun event Wednesday afternoon, and LCTV was in attendance.
And hello, we are here at the Lynn Public Library, where right now we're having our Summer Fun program. This program was created and organized by the Lynn Public Library Children's Department. My name's Nicole McLean. I'm one of the children's librarians at the Lynn Public Library. Previously, we've had a lot of different programs this year. We're trying to keep the community busy. We've had Curious Creatures come out. We've had a yoga program. And today, obviously, we're having our Summer Fun. Coming up, we have Lynn Public Library is inviting Wally and Tessie to come for a virtual event, and that's happening on August 10th at 2 p.m. We also have Dance with Marley. It's going to be hip hop and ballet dance happening on August 12th. We have Parties by Carol coming, and she's going to be dressed up as Ariel, and that will be happening August 17th. We're going to have a drummer coming, and he's going to be performing on August 25th, and it's going to be out here on the lawn as well. And there's also going to be a community aspect of that event where the community will be able to play drums as well. And then our last event in August is going to be Magic with George. So we have a lot of things going on at the Lynn Public Library this year for our summer program. We also are registering people for our summer reading program that you can come and get prizes all summer long if you sign up and read 4 hours at 4-hour increments. So I hope you come out and sign up for the summer reading program as well. There's prizes being offered for those that sign up. You get entered into a raffle for a bicycle, and there's also tickets to the Topsfield Fair also available for people that register for the summer reading program. So come down to the Lynn Public Library, and we hope to see you. Thanks.
On Wednesday, Prevent the Cycle held a candidate forum featuring candidates running for school committee. LCTV was on hand.
Well, thank you, Prevent the Cycle, for having this forum, and everyone who attended. I want to thank you. My name is Lenny Pena, and you heard all the issues we have tonight. There's a lot of issues in our school system, and it takes a village, to raise a child, and I like to be part of that committee. I promise you, if elected, I'm going to work hard, and I like to be a parent voice, a voice for all. Y el día 14 de septiembre necesitamos su voto, y el día 2 de noviembre. I like to be a voice for all. Thank you.
I also want to say thank you to Prevent the Cycle, and I want to say the reason that forums like this are important is because our questions came from you, and that, as elected officials, is our job. We need to create the systems that involve people, and if we're not creating them, then we need to go, and new people who will figure out how to create them need to be elected. Thank you.
So I just want to say thank you to Prevent the Cycle for hosting this event. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I just want to say, being a Latino in the city of Lynn, going through the Lynn public school systems once again, I will be an advocate for everybody in the Lynn public school systems, whether you have an IEP or whether you're an ESL student or whether you're just a regular student trying to find your way through the public school system. I will be that advocate for you on this school committee and continue to fight and make sure that you get the best opportunities that you can, but also to make sure that you get a quality education.
To watch the full forum, visit lyntv.org. On Thursday morning, the Housing and Economic Development Secretary Mike Keneally made a stop in Lynn as part of the Baker-Polito administration's statewide small business in downtown conversation tour. Here's more from the panel discussion.
Thanks, Jim, and I couldn't agree more with what's here. The pizza is dynamite. Been here numerous times, so it's great to see this open and vibrant, and another great piece of art going downtown. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Got a chance to walk around with the secretary, see some of the support that both the state and the city have given to a number of businesses during this really crazy time. But I'm really happy to be here with the secretary and his team. We've really worked well together, and
we sure have.
As we said earlier, Secretary, it's great to be in person and be together.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Without that, I know this is great to have you here, and I want to hear what you have to say.
All right.
Really, welcome to Lynn.
Thank you, Mayor. It's great to be back with you in person again. Great to see the senator, representative. Really nice to see everybody. It is so wonderful to get back out in our communities to meet with our small businesses and hear what's going on in our downtowns. And I will say, as an administration, we've tried to be as supportive as we can during this very, very difficult period of time. Whereas Larry Andrews from Master of the Capital ran the largest state small business relief grant program in the country. I think it was enormously helpful for a lot of our companies to get through this period of time. Obviously, those grants happen in close collaboration with a lot of key community partners. Thank you very much, and Francis and team. And I think it was really helpful to get us through the other side. We have helped to execute small business technical assistance programs really at record levels for our state. I think in turn those programs help people access federal funds, substantial federal capital that came into Massachusetts with the Paycheck Protection Program and other programs. We've got new programs coming out now to help our small businesses do more online digital marketing and other services. We've got crowdfunding.
To watch the full discussion, visit lyntv.org. Now for the sports update. The East Lynn Padres captured their second straight Lynn City Series championship over the weekend after defeating Pine Hill Padres 11-1. Pitcher Braden Chenensian had a solid game on the mound as he went all 5 innings, striking out 6 batters while only allowing 1 run. East Lynn took a 4-0 lead in the first inning after Wagner Perez was hit by a pitch that was followed by a Pine Hill error that brought in 2 runs. The Padres, after going up 5-1, would score 4 runs in the 4th inning to make it 9-1. Congratulations to the Padres on their accomplishment. Last night's North Shore Navigators semifinal playoff game against the Keene Swamp Bats at Frazier Field was postponed due to inclement weather. The two teams will face off tonight at Frazier Field. First pitch is set for 7:05 p.m. And now for the pros. The Boston Red Sox have dropped 7 of their last 9 games after last night's 8-1 loss to the Detroit Tigers. Victor Reyes drove in 3 runs for the Tigers to go along with 2 triples. The bats for the Red Sox were once again having issues connecting. Tigers pitcher Tariq Skubal went 5 scoreless innings, striking out 4 batters to get the win. The Red Sox are back on the field tonight as they visit the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch is set for 7:07 p.m. The NFL preseason kicked off last night with the Hall of Fame game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers came out with the 16-3 victory. After a scoreless first half, the Steelers would use a 5-play drive capped off by Kalen Ballej's 4-yard touchdown run to go up 6-3. In the fourth quarter, Joshua Dobbs would find Tyler Simmons for a 5-yard touchdown pass to give the Steelers the 16-3 lead. Pittsburgh travels to Philadelphia next Thursday for their second preseason game, while the Cowboys visit the Arizona Cardinals next Friday. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. And today we have Vice President of the Friends of Lynn Nahant Beach, Mr. Michael. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you for coming here.
You're welcome.
The first time he was here, I wasn't here.
That's totally fine. No worries.
I just missed him. So he's here. We got a lot to talk about the situation at Kings Beach. But first, how's it going? How's the summer been?
Summer's been pretty well. Yeah. Rain for the gardens is good. So I've got a lot of flowers going.
Yeah.
Been some walks along the beach and in Lynn Woods. Two great places in Lynn. So yeah, it's been good to just kind of hang around.
You ain't have to use your water for the gardens either.
No,
July
free. Comes from above. Absolutely, right? The best kind of water, untreated.
July was nothing but rain. I've never seen nothing like it.
I have not either. And yeah, the bugs and the bees and everything couldn't be happier at this point because the flowers are all out.
Yeah, they're definitely out. Quickly, we talked a little about the Friends of Lynn Nahant Beach. We talked about it before we got on. It's like, this year, unfortunately, there won't be no summer concert series. I know that's one of their favorites. So the community, let's talk about that a little bit, just not having it this year.
Yeah, so this is the second year in a row that we've not been able to hold the summer concert series. Last year, it was canceled, obviously, during kind of the height of the pandemic. And leading up to the summer, it takes several months to put the concerts together. And so at the time, we were thinking about it in the early spring. The state hadn't given guidance on large events or giving permits to host them because we actually were on state parkland when we're hosting the concert. So we decided to postpone them for another year, unfortunately, but are looking forward to having them back, fingers crossed for next year.
Already brainstorming for what you guys are going to have lined up for next year?
Yeah, we've had a number of bands come back each year. But I think given how crazy things have been and the desire to have them, thinking about maybe adding a few other bands, maybe some other types of music as well, aside from what we usually have.
All right, awesome. Those summer concerts are always entertaining to watch. We got a little situation, well, it's not a little situation, it's a big situation that's been happening at Kings Beach. I know you guys, the Friends of Lynn Nahant Beach, have been at the forefront of discussing this and just talk about the water over there. Please give us an update on everything over there.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for Kings Beach because of the rain that you mentioned. Rainfall is one of the big contributors to the bacteria coming out of the outfall pipes, one from Swampscott and one from Lynn onto the beach. And so, in particular when it rains, dirty water ends up coming onto the beach, and it's tested every day to see what the water quality is, and when the water quality is not good, the beach is closed. And we've had a lot of closures at the beach this year, which has really been unfortunate given how many people are home and wanting to go outside and enjoy nature again.
Yeah, how are you guys handling that? Just trying to figure out a solution for this. What's the process in that?
It's challenging. Situation has improved from decades ago, but we still have a long way to go to fix this. I think we've been talking to some of our partner organizations as well as some elected leaders about ways of approaching this. Each of them is a little bit different. The two pipes, one comes from the Lynn side, and contains a mixture of surface water, storm water when it rains, groundwater, and we believe sewerage, which takes a particular way of trying to address it. On the Swampscott side, they are putting a bunch of money into trying to address the issue because EPA is forcing them to. Right now on the Lynn side, there's no one forcing them to do anything about it, and so that's where we're trying to step in.
Is this something that you guys talk to or discuss with the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission? Is that something that you guys go and tell them that they have to look at?
Yeah,
especially, sorry to cut you off, but especially concerning the pipes.
Sure. This is an issue that is very well known. And there was an article in the item recently. So, Lynn Water and Sewer, the city, are very aware of what's going on. It can't not be because the beach is closed all the time, and it's pipes coming from the water and sewer that's causing it. And one of the issues is trying to identify what those illegal sources are and then fixing them. And that takes time and money, and that's something that we're working on trying to identify, those resources.
Now, the bacteria that's gotten into this water, what other bacteria are they that you guys have identified?
Yeah, so the state does testing at the beach because it's mostly state parkland, and so what they test for at all their other beaches, which is what they call an indicator bacteria. So it indicates the presence of fecal matter. And so when they test this kind of bacteria in the laboratory, if it comes back above a certain amount, that means that there's a greater risk of exposure to people who are in the water. So we're not testing for a particular type of bacteria coming out of people, but one that's associated with your intestines and the intestines of animals.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it really is. You know, there is some signage down at the outfall pipes. You know, one of our kind of immediate asks is to try to improve the signage around there because the water coming out of there is really unsafe to touch or to play with.
Has there been any situations where you found people that actually try to go on the beach after you guys have after it's been closed and given the warnings that people shouldn't be going in that water?
There's often people in the water or on the beach once it's been closed. There's some signage that's put up about it, but we think it's inadequate. It's usually just in English, and then there's issues with just too much signage that are asking people not to walk your dog, not to drink, and then there's this mixed into it. We think there's definitely a language issue involved with some people. This is the only free public beach around, and it's the only beach in Lynn, actually, the only public beach in Lynn. So I often see people on the beach and even playing with their kids or their dogs in what I consider to be kind of wastewater.
That is, the thought of that.
It just doesn't reflect where we are, where Lynn is, which is really unfortunate.
Now, as you guys are moving forward, what's the next phases for the organization? What's the next process?
So we've engaged again with some of our partners, both organizations like Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, as well as some of our legislative leaders, to work with them to try to bring this issue in front of people and get some movement on things like better signage down at the water during times where there is storms, but also times when there isn't any. Because it's somewhat of a complicated issue, but there are times during heavy rainstorms where you've got raw sewage, hundreds of thousands of gallons of raw sewage going onto the beach, and we're not getting adequate signage down there to even warn people about that. So some of it is really kind of re-engaging with people. Some of it is coming back from the pandemic bubble that some of us have been in, where our attention was elsewhere, to re-engage with those people and those partners.
And I'm sure the rain in July that just happened, that did not help at all.
No, and I think it's really a sign of things to come. I mean, these storms are getting more frequent. The system can't handle it, and you're going to. And Lynn Water and Sewer doesn't have an option. It's either release the sewerage or have it back up into people's houses, which is worse. So it's in a bit of a bind there, and so what we're just looking for initially is some better outreach around that issue before we then look at an actual fix to that, which is a number of years off.
And also because I know down south, the southeast in certain areas, it's hurricane season over there, and we've seen some of the effects of those hurricanes make their way up here. And it's been, I swear that over the years, it's been more and more, it's been more frequent and more stronger than previous years too.
That's the way the climate is changing. It's heavier rainstorms, shorter amount of period, and Lynn has an old sewer system built 100 years ago. It wasn't built for it, and it can't handle it. And so this is part of the infrastructure that we're hoping to improve upon.
Yeah, definitely a lot of work to do.
This is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, definitely not.
And it's a long haul, and it's been a long haul so far. But we are hopeful that this is getting some more attention now. There's some newer people in the city who are moving in and are expecting really nice beaches. And it's something that not only for them, but for the people, frankly, that have been here for years, that we should be able to provide that for them.
Yeah, now if anybody wants to be involved or wants to help out or wants to learn more about how you guys are trying to bring light to the situation
Sure.
at Kings Beach. Please give them all the information, website.
Yeah, definitely. Our website is lynn-nahantbeach.org. You can email me. My email is probably on the screen, vp@lynn-nahantbeach.org. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're kind of coalescing right now around some messaging, so it's a good time to contact us and get involved because this is the time to strike is now.
Definitely. Michael, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for coming on. That was very important information that the people need to know. Climate change is real. You got to save the environment, and there's a lot of stuff that Lynn is changing, and we have a lot of work to do to help get to where it needs to be. So thank you for coming on and giving all that
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we spoke with Michael Celano. Here's this week's Lowdown. Now time for local events from the community calendar. Tomorrow from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., the sixth annual Lynn Shore. We start that over. Tomorrow from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m., the 6th annual Lynn Shore Beach Wrestling Tournament will take place at Lynn Beach. Registrations will go on from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m., and matches begin at 10 a.m. All proceeds from the tournament will go towards supporting a new wrestling program in Lynn. The Goldfish Pond Island maintenance will be happening Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. Volunteers are welcomed. Anyone interested in volunteering should contact Tony at 781-325-6148. Also happening on Saturday, the Lynn Museums is hosting a hip hop in the park from 12 to 6 p.m. During this time, a panel discussion as well as a Q&A on the Hip Hop Wall of Fame will take place. The event is free and open to the public. The 14th Annual Family Fun Day will be going on from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. on the Lynn Commons. Food, entertainment, trackless train rides, bouncy houses, and more will be featured. On Monday, the Lynn Police Department, in collaboration with Lynn Parks and Recreation, will be hosting a fitness day for Lynn youths at Manning Field from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. This Wednesday, the City of Lynn will be welcoming home Olympian Rashida Ellis. The City of Lynn Fire Department and Lynn Police Department will escort Ellis to City Hall. The escort will begin behind Lynn English and go by Chatham Street, Essex Street, and end at City Hall for a ceremony. Also on Wednesday, Lynn Museum's Enrichment series will take place from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. The series will cover a variety of topics that includes genealogy as well as current events. For more information, visit the Lynn Museum website at lynnmuseum.org. On Thursday at the Lynn Public Library, Dancing with Mary will be held from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Residents have the option of taking either a 30-minute ballet session or a 30-minute hip-hop session, or both classes. Those interested should wear comfortable shoes and sneakers. To find out more about community events, visit the LCTV website at lyntv.org and click on the community calendar. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit lyntv.org to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.